안녕하세요. 터미입니다. Let's do our best to learn Korean today. Today's grammar is first, 어라, do it. Second, 어야, only if. And third, 어야지, will do, must do. The third grammar especially can convey an exciting feeling. For example, 이번 뮤지컬 꼭 보러 가야지. I must go to see this musical. Like this, let's master the expressions that Korean people often use when they are excited, pass topic to level 4, and become super intermediate masters. You can do it for sure. 그럼 시작할게요. The first grammar, 어라, is an expression that means do it. Actually, I explained it briefly in the first intermediate course of 반말, casual talk, but it was too brief, so I'll go into it in depth this time. There are two patterns of imperative sentences for 반말. You commonly use what yo is removed from the yo form. For example, 해요 means please do. You remove yo from it, goodbye, and it becomes 해, do it, which has the meaning of command. Compared to this, 어라 we will learn this time is more intimidating with the nuance of do what I say. It is a command. You often use it in situations where a superior gives orders or advice to a subordinate. There is a tendency to include 좀 before or after this grammar. But, 좀 here does not have the meaning of a little bit. You just use this to emphasize the command. Thus, it has the nuance of, oh, please. Note that please here does not have the meaning of being polite. Rather, it emphasizes how desperate the speaker is. For example, 말 좀 들어라 or 말 들어라 좀 means, oh, please listen to me. You can see 좀 came before or after the grammar 어라, right? And you can tell the speaker uses please, not to be polite, but to emphasize the desperation. The grammatical structure will be verbs plus 어라. The conjugation is pretty simple. First, you make yo form, then you remove yo from here, goodbye, and attach 라. For example, the yo form of 가다 is 가요. You remove yo from here, goodbye, and add 라 instead to make 가라, go. The yo form of 먹다 is 먹어요, eat. Then you remove yo from here, goodbye, and add 라 to make 먹어라, eat. For negative sentences, you attach 지 마라 to the stem of a verb. For example, 가지 마라 means don't go. 먹지 마라 means don't eat. Now, let's read a sample sentence. 어서 빨리 TV 끄고 방에 가서 숙제해라 좀. Turn off the TV immediately and go do your homework in your room. It's a phrase that mothers would say to their children, isn't it? It may be a very useful phrase in a family with children. Here, 숙제하다 is to do homework. The yo form of 숙제하다 is 숙제해요. So you remove yo from here, goodbye, and attach 라 to make 숙제해라, do your homework. As in 숙제해라 좀, you often add 좀, oh please, at the end of a sentence to emphasize the verb. But you don't necessarily translate this one. Next, I prepared another example sentence that mothers would often use to stop their children from fighting. 제발 형제끼리 과자 갖고 싸우지 마라. Please don't fight with your brothers over snacks. You can imagine a scene where a mother stops children from quarreling. Sweets are really important for children, aren't they? Here, 싸우다 is to fight. You attach 치 마라 to the stem to make 싸우지 마라, don't fight. So you can make a negative sentence like this by attaching 치 마라, don't do. Quiz! Then let's deepen our understanding with some quizzes. Which one is the correct answer? 왜 맨날 같은 옷만 입고 다녀? 새 옷 좀 사서. Why do you always wear the same clothes every day? Buy some new clothes and wear them. Number 1, 입어라. Number 2, 입어봐. The correct answer is number 1. 입다 is to wear. The yo form of 입다 is 입어요. You remove yo from it and attach 라 to make 입어라, wear them. It's a superior tone, isn't it? It's like an older sister is talking to a younger sister. Now, let's read it together. 왜 맨날 같은 옷만 입고 다녀? 새 옷 좀 사서 입어라. Please say it as if you become a big sister. Now, let's look at the next quiz. 집에서 게임만 하지 말고 모임 같은 데 가서 사람도 좀. Don't just stay at home and play games. Go to gatherings and meet more people. Number 1, 만나라. Number 2, 만난다. The correct answer is number 1. 만나다 is to meet. The yo form of 만나다 is 만나요. Then you remove yo from here, goodbye and attach 라 to make 만나라. Meet more people. It sounds more natural if you put 좀 in front of it, such as 좀 만나라. Oh, please meet someone. But as I said before, this please does not have the meaning of being polite, but being desperate. Now, let's read it together. 집에서 게임만 하지 말고 모임 같은 데 가서 사람도 좀 만나라. Please read it as if a mother is advising her children. The second grammar, 어야 means only if. It means that if the conditions of the previous sentence are met, the situation in the next sentence will be. In English, if there is a sentence, you will pass the test only if you study, it is the part of only if you study. You can also say this one, you will pass the exam if you study. The meaning will be the same, right? Therefore, 어야 is a similar expression to 으면, that's if subjects do, that you learned at the beginner's level. But, the crucial difference between 어야 and 으면 is that 어야 expresses a necessary condition while 으면 is just an assumption. Crystal clear? Grammatical structures will be verbs or adjectives plus 어야, nouns plus 여야, 이어야. Let's see the conjugation for verbs. First, you make the yo form, then you remove yo from here, goodbye ya, and attach ya. This part is simple, right? For example, the yo form of 가다 is 가요. You remove yo from here and add ya to make 가야 only if I go. The yo form of 먹다 is 먹어요. You remove yo from here and add ya to make 먹어야 only if I eat. And for nouns, if there is a final consonant, it becomes 이어야. If there is no final consonant, it becomes 여야. Also, you often use this grammar as 봐야 소용없다. It is no use ing. For example, 그 사람을 말려봐야 소용없어요. There is no use trying to stop that person. You can memorize the phrase. Now, let's read a sample sentence. 오늘 회사에서 야근을 해야 내일 편하게 쉴 수 있어요. Only if I work overtime at the office today, can I rest assured tomorrow. Here, 야근을 하다 is to work overtime. The yo form of 야근을 하다 is 야근을 해요. So you remove yo and attach 야 to make 야근을 해야 only if I work overtime. I will give you an example of only if next. 시간이 벌써 이렇게 됐네요. 지금 가야 막차를 탈 수 있어요. The time has already come to this. Only if we go now can we catch the last train. Here, 가다 is to go. The yo form of 가다 is 가요. So you remove yo and attach 야 to make 가야 only if you go. Next, let's look at 어아봐야 소용없다. It is no use ing. 그녀는 다른 사람을 좋아한다고 했어요. 지금 고백해봐야 소용없어요. She told me she likes someone else. It is no use confessing now. Here, 고백하다 is to confess. The yo form of 고백하다 is 고백해요. So you remove yo and attach 야 to make 고백해야 소용이 없다. It is no use confessing. Quiz! Then let's deepen our understanding with some quizzes. Which one is the correct answer? 이번 콘서트는 먼저 자리를 예약할 수 있는 것 같아요. It seems that you can reserve seats for this concert only if you pay in advance. Number 1, 내야. Number 2, 내가. The correct answer is number 1. 돈을 내다 is to pay. The yo form of 돈을 내다 is 돈을 내요. You remove yo and attach ya to make 돈을 내야 only if you pay. Now, let's read it together. 이번 콘서트는 먼저 돈을 내야 자리를 예약할 수 있는 것 같아요. Please read it with conscious awareness of only if. Now, let's look at the following quiz. 그 사람한테 아무리 소용이 없어요. It is no use asking that person. Number 1, 졸라서. Number 2, 부탁해봐야. The correct answer is number 2. 부탁하다 is to ask. The yo form of 부탁하다 is 부탁해요. You remove yo and attach 봐야 to make 부탁해봐야 소용이 없다. It is no use asking. Now, let's read it together. 그 사람한테 아무리 부탁해봐야 소용이 없어요. Please read this with the feeling that it's useless to ask for help. The last grammar, 아워야지요, means will do, must do. This grammar is like a promise you make to yourself, like deciding to do something or just thinking about doing it. It's also what you say when you are talking to yourself quietly. In this case, you often use 반말, casual talk, like 아워야지. It's like saying I should or I must in a simple way. For instance, you can talk to yourself as 슬슬 방 청소해야지. I need to clean up my room soon. You can also use this to another person or a thing like you should do this or it must be like this. For example, a mother can say, 이제 슬슬 청소해야지. You have to clean it up now. Do you get it? 아워야지 is an expression you use for verbs, adjectives, and nouns, but you mainly use it for verbs. Grammatical structures will be verbs or adjectives plus 아워야지, nouns plus 여야지. The conjugation is that you first create yo form, then you remove yo and add 야지. Crystal clear? For example, the yo form of 가다 to go is 가요. You remove yo and add 야지 to make 가야지, I must go. The yo form of 먹다 to eat is 먹어요. You remove yo and add 야지 to make 먹어야지, I must eat. For nouns, if a word has a final consonant, you use 이어야지. If it does not have a final consonant, you use 여야지. Okay? Now, I'll give you an example of self-talk. 남자친구 집에 오늘은 꼭 들렀다 가야지. I must drop by my boyfriend's house today. Here, 들렀다 가다 is to drop by. The yo form of 들렀다 가다 is 들렀다 가요. So you remove yo and attach 야지 to make 들렀다 가야지, I must drop by. Next is an example sentence of you have to do this. 아들, 아무리 졸려도 숙제는 하고 자야지. Son, no matter how sleepy you are, you have to do your homework and go to bed. Can you feel the heart of a desperate mother? Here, 자다 is to go to bed. The yo form of 자다 is 자요. So you remove yo from it and attach 야지 to make 자야지. You have to go to bed. In addition, let's see 아들 in this sentence. In Korea, when parents call their son or daughter, they often use 아들, son, or 딸, daughter instead of their names. This could be a little bit different from English-speaking culture. However, it is common in Korea. So please be aware of how parents call their children in Korean conversations and listen to what they say. Okay? Now, I'll give you one more example of you should. 다음 달이 시험이니까 후회하지 않도록 열심히 공부해야지. I have an exam next month, so I have to study hard so I won't regret it. Here, 공부하다 is to study. The yo form of 공부하다 is 3, 2, 1. 공부해요. Yes. So you remove yo and attach 야지 to make 공부해야지. I have to study. Quiz. Then let's deepen our understanding with some quizzes. Which one is the correct answer? 아이돌 콘서트 예약이 시작됐어. 서둘러서. Reservations for idol concerts have started. I must make a reservation in a hurry. Number 1. 예약해야지. Number 2. 예약할 걸 그랬다. The correct answer is number 1. 예약하다 is to make a reservation. The yo form of 예약하다 is 예약해요. You remove yo and attach 야지 to make 예약해야지. I must make a reservation. Please be conscious of raising the tone at the end. Now, let's read it together. 아이돌 콘서트 예약이 시작됐어. 서둘러서 예약해야지. Please read this with an excitement. Next is a quiz that will make you hear your racing heartbeat. 나는 크리스마스 때 잘생긴 내 남자친구. I'll meet my handsome boyfriend at Christmas. Number 1. 만나야만 하지. Number 2. 만나야지. The correct answer is number 2. 만나다 is to meet. The yo form of 만나다 is 만나요, right? You remove yo from it and attach 야지 to make 만나야지, I'll meet. I hope you can feel the excitement. Now, let's read it together. 나는 크리스마스 때 잘생긴 내 남자친구 만나야지. Please read it as if you are a little girl filled with joyful expectation. Homework! Now, I'll give you today's saying. You can find the grammar you have just learned. 맑은 생각이 있어야 바른 말과 행동이 나온다. Only if you have clear thoughts can you say and act right. That's so true. Clear thoughts are very important, isn't it? Now, I'll announce your homework for today. There are 2 homework assignments. First, compose 3 sentences using today's grammar. First, let's use 아, 어라, do it. For example, 일이 많이 남아있으니까 미안하지만 오늘도 야근해줘라. There is a lot of work left to do, so I'm sorry but work overtime today. Second, let's use 아, 어야, only if. For example, 오늘 양복을 주문해야 입학식 때까지 받을 수 있어요. Only if you order your suit today, you will receive it by the entrance ceremony. Third, let's use 아, 어야지, will do, must do. For example, 벌써 아들 학원 끝날 시간이 되었네. 어서 데리러 가야지. It is already time for my son's cram school to end. I have to pick him up as soon as possible. The second homework is to memorize new words. Please memorize the 40 words from number 2001 to number 2040 on page 26 in the intermediate vocabulary list. There is a vocabulary quiz of 40 words on my website, so just feel free to try it. The link is in the description box. You are all so talented and always learning. I want to be a teacher who could always keep believing in your unlimited potential. 그럼 오늘도 행복 가득 웃음 가득한 하루 되세요. 한국어